Just your general impressions of day one on the ice, please. What did you see stuff you liked? Was there stuff that maybe you need to fix in the next couple of days? What were your thoughts?
Well, first and foremost, I liked our effort. I thought we had an effort all throughout the practices. I thought the scrimmage got off to a slow start, but I thought it picked up dramatically the second part of it. There are things we want to improve on. Everything really. At first day, out of being, after being off the ice for so long and having a unique off season, certainly is difficult to manage. So, but I really just was focusing on the effort and making sure that guys are working on the conditioning and paying attention to the structure stuff that we were working on. And for the most part, I thought we got that accomplished.
Next question is from Vince Mercogliano with USA Today Network. Vince, go ahead.
Hey, David, what can you tell us that you took away from coaching Kakko as a rookie last year that could be helpful when dealing with another high pick who's going straight to the NHL in Lafreniere?
Yeah, well, I think every player is different. You certainly learn as you go along coaching all types of different players what you can maybe apply to other people, but there's really no blueprint to coach each player, whether they're a rookie or a 30-year-old veteran. It's just every player is different, and you've got to make sure you have a feeling of what motivates them and what doesn't. And at the end of the day, that's the responsibility of the coaching staff. It's certainly the responsibility of the head coach, figuring out what motivates people, how to manage people. You don't manage everybody the same, and it's our job as a coaching staff to figure out a way and to coach Lafreniere to the best of our abilities and to allow him to be the best player he can possibly be.
Next question comes from Dan Rosen with NHL.com. Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, David. So what did you see from Lafreniere in his first practice today? Anything, look, it's one practice, one scrimmage, but did anything stand out to you about the way this guy plays, skates, moves, anything?
Yeah, I got a chance to watch him a little bit during the skates we've had here the last 2 weeks. And, you can see this. He plays fast, he's got his head up, strong on his skates, competes hard, and he's got world-class talent. I mentioned that yesterday. This guy approaches the game the right way. He's got a lot of pro to him already, and I liked his effort today.
Next question comes from Rick Carpinello with The Athletic. Carpy, go ahead.
Hey, David. As the season comes toward you pretty quickly here, do you also keep an eye on the future, like a Matt Robertson type kid, and do you watch those guys too with an eye out for what's coming later?
Yeah, I think you're always paying attention regardless of who's out there, whether they're part of your future or your team right now. And that's one of the reasons we bring people like him here, to give him a chance to get his feet wet and within the organization, get a feel of how he can handle an NHL player when he's doing one-on-ones or even within the scrimmage. So it's certainly beneficial to us. You're always forming opinions when you're watching a shift, regardless of whether someone's part of your future or not. He certainly is a big part of our future, and I liked what I saw to him today, that's for sure. Boy, he's a big kid that can skate and closes on people. He's got a defensive edge to him that certainly that you like to see.
Next question comes from Mark Rosenman with Sports Talk New York. Mark, go ahead.
Afternoon, Coach. Just to pick up on Vince's question about Alexei. Last year when Kappa was in, you had said that you kind of need to temper expectations, even though he's a high draft pick. This league's very tough. Just speaking to Chris before, Chris said that he thinks Alexei should set his expectations very high and strive to meet all of his expectations. That being said, I know you said it's incumbent upon the coaching staff. There are small little tricks as opposed to, when you assign his locker, so the person next to him is his mentor. What are some of the things you want to help Alexei in, this role as the first overall draft pick in New York?
Well, just managing pressure, managing expectation, managing the outside noise. These kids have such pressure on them from the minute they get to this level, and no one's going to have more pressure than him, whether it be self-induced or from social media or, whatever. It's a very difficult time for players like him in all sports to come to the National Hockey League and not feel an abundance of pressure. It's just, these kids spend an awful lot of time on their phones and computers, and they read everything that people talk about when they talk about them. So To me, managing the outside distractions really focusing on the task at hand here, and not letting the outside noise affect what he's got to do here daily.
Next question is from Vince Mercogliano. Go ahead, Vince.
Yeah, David, you talked about liking the effort today, and I know last year you always talked about intentions. You talked about winning puck battles, kind of doing those little things that don't require talent, that more require desire. So when you look at the team this year, you lose a guy who gave you a lot of that in Jesper Foss, but otherwise you bring back a lot of the same guys. So how do you feel about that effort level, that toughness level, whatever you want to call it, with this team, and how do you get them to get to that point where they can handle the environment like what we saw against Carolina in the playoffs?
Yeah, well, the bottom line is if we're not going to have success, it can't be for a lack of conditioning or a lack of effort. That can't be two reasons why we don't have the season we're capable of having. So I think I know our guys understand that. We certainly have talked about it an awful lot since we got out of the bubble last year and had our asses handed to us by Carolina. I think our guys certainly understand that. And as we talked about when the season ended last year and the bubble ended, we don't want to paint the brush with 3 games from last year, but we can't ignore it. And for our team to be capable of taking advantage of the skill we have and some of the talent we have, we've got to make sure that we come here every day with a great effort and we're in great shape. And this year more than ever, just because of the schedule, the teams you're going to see. To me, those can't be 2 reasons why we don't have success.
And our last question for Coach is from Colin Stevenson. Colin, go ahead.
Hi, Dave. I just was curious about the status of the 3 guys that were unavailable today, Mika and Justin and Keith. Are any of them good to go for tomorrow, or do you have any idea when we might see any or all of them?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk to our training staff. We just got off the ice, so I wanted to get out here and talk to you guys immediately. So I'll get back there and talk to Rammer and find out. Hopefully they can be available tomorrow.